Okay, so if you've been in the high-fat or carnivore space for any amount of time, you have definitely heard about it. This whole idea of eating a stick of butter a day. For some people, it's their key to healing. But for others, it just leads to a ton of confusion and sometimes even weight gain. So what is the real story here? Well, the answer just might change the way you look at weight loss for good.
Right? It's the one thing that trips so many of us up. You jump into a high-fat protocol, maybe you even add that stick of butter, and suddenly the numbers on the scale are going up, not down. It feels like you're doing everything completely wrong. But what if I told you that weight gain isn't a failure? What if it's actually the first sign that your body is finally starting to heal?
To really get to the bottom of this, we have to go to the source, the person who accidentally kicked this whole thing off, Dr. Elizabeth Bright. And she's pretty clear about it. That stick of butter line was never ever meant to be a literal daily assignment. It was just a really simple, powerful way to help people visualize an 80-20 ratio of calories from fat to protein. It's a concept, not a command to eat a stick of butter.
So let's talk about that healing process. Dr. Bright explains that for people who've been running on fumes, chronically stressed, inflamed, and just worn out, that initial weight gain happens because their bodies finally have enough fuel and resources to start making repairs. And for that healing to even begin, your body has to get out of its constant state of emergency.
Think about it like this. If your body thinks it's in constant danger, its number one job is survival. It's stuck in fight or flight mode. And when that happens, it's going to hang on to every last bit of energy it can. And that includes body fat, because it thinks it needs that fuel to outrun a predator. Letting go of weight is literally the last thing on its to-do list.
So if this fight or flight state isn't just about calories in, calories out, what's the real villain? What's the thing that's keeping your body locked in this weight-hoarding emergency mode? Well, it's probably not what you've been led to believe. We are constantly told to blame ourselves, right? A lack of willpower, not doing enough cardio, eating too many calories. But Dr. Bright points her finger at a biological culprit, the stress hormone cortisol. When your cortisol is chronically jacked up, your body is in that permanent fight or flight state, which makes losing weight next to impossible. In this situation, hormones are the boss, not calories.
And this whole hormonal drama is playing out inside your endocrine system. You can think of this as your body's master control panel. It's this incredible network of glands that creates and sends out hormones, these little chemical messengers like cortisol that tell every single part of your body what to do. From how fast your heart beats to how efficiently you burn fuel, it connects everything.
And here's the absolute kicker. Your body doesn't know the difference between the stress of being chased by an actual tiger and the stress of a looming work deadline, or the stress from constant yo-yo dieting, or even the stress from staring at your phone in bed at night. To your endocrine system, all of these things can trigger that exact same cortisol-fueled fight-or-flight response.
Okay, so now that we've unmasked the villain, a system that's totally stuck in fight or flight, we can finally talk about the solution. To heal, we have to send the body a powerful, unmistakable signal that it's safe, that there's an abundance of resources. And this is where that 80-20 ratio really comes into play. For a temporary healing phase, Dr. Bright recommends getting about 80% of your calories from fat and 20% from protein. The goal here isn't just weight loss. The real goal is to give your body the raw materials it desperately needs to calm the entire system down.
So how does this actually work on a chemical level? Well, your body makes all of its most important steroid hormones, including the ones that calm down and balance cortisol, from cholesterol. And where do you get cholesterol? From fat. By flooding your system with good fats, you're basically handing your body the toolkit it needs to build calming hormones, lower cortisol, flip off the emergency alarm, and finally shift into that rest and digest state where the real healing can finally happen.
But, and this is a big but, this protocol is not just about the food you're eating. If you truly want to heal your endocrine system, you've got to look at the other major stressors in your life. And one of the biggest ones, believe it or not, is often the way we exercise. Take a look at this number. 15. Just 15. What do you think that could possibly represent when it comes to exercise and stress?
That number, 15, stands for minutes. Get this. Research shows that after just 15 minutes of high-intensity cardio, your body starts pumping out the stress hormone cortisol. So if you're already in a stressed out state, that hour-long run or that killer spin class could actually be adding more fuel to the fire, working directly against your goal of healing.
So instead, the focus shifts to what Dr. Bright calls healing movement. We're talking about things like resistance training, which has built-in rest periods, or long, slow walks, maybe out in nature, even just doing some yard work. These kinds of activities build strength and resilience without triggering that same hormonal stress bomb.
Now, just like we have to choose the right kind of movement, we also have to choose the right kind of fuel. Not all fats and proteins are created equal, especially when your system is in a super-sensitive healing state.
So the protocol really prioritizes fatty ruminant meats. Think ribeye, lamb, because they give you this amazing, complete nutrient package. It also favors really stable rendered fats like tallow. Now, what's interesting is that foods we might think are fine, like chicken, or, yep, even the famous butter, can actually be inflammatory for someone who's already highly sensitive. And while ground beef is okay, whole cuts, like a good steak, are often tolerated much better, especially in that initial healing phase.
Okay, so this naturally brings up some really big questions, especially if you're familiar with other health trends out there. Let's go ahead and tackle two of the most critical ones that people ask when they start on this path.
First up, the big one, the one that's everywhere in the health world. What about fasting? I mean, with trends like intermittent fasting or 1 meal a day, OMAD, being so incredibly popular, it's a totally fair question.
Dr. Bright's answer on this is crystal clear. No. Just no. Fasting, she argues, is just another form of stress on the body. Remember our goal? We want to switch off that fight-or-flight response. And to do that, you have to consistently feed your body to balance your blood sugar and send that powerful signal of safety and abundance. She actually suggests eating smaller, high-fat meals or snacks all day long to keep the system calm.
And finally, there's one last piece of the puzzle that Dr. Bright calls absolutely non-negotiable, and that's iodine. Think of your thyroid gland as the CEO of your entire endocrine system. It runs the show, but it literally cannot do its job without iodine. The huge problem is our modern food and soil are seriously depleted of it. And on top of that, common pollutants in our environment can block our bodies from even using the tiny amount we do get. For this reason, she considers iodine supplementation to be essential for pretty much anyone trying to truly heal their hormonal system.
And all of this brings us to one final, really powerful question. So much of the health advice we get is all about restriction, what to cut out, what to stop doing, what to avoid. But this entire approach suggests the complete opposite. What if the real key to health isn't about what you restrict, but about what you provide? What if it's about providing your body with the right fuel, the right nutrients, and most importantly, the profound signal that it is finally safe?